Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Sonny here, coming at you guys with another Neverwinter video. And I'm pretty sure everybody who's a Neverwinter content creator is going to be talking about this, because this is some big ass news right now for Neverwinter going into 2020. I mean, for me personally, this is a huge change. So this is one of those videos where you just put it on in the background. Bless you. Put this shit on in the background. I'm just going to be standing here in the yawning portal. So you get your snacks or whatever, just chill. More of a podcast type deal. I'm going to leave the link, if I remember, to the Neverwinter live stream. If I don't, you can just look it up. It's pretty much wherever. And we're going to be talking about, by the title and thumbnail, Chris Whiteside. Now, this is the new executive producer. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of the stream and everything. But if you honestly care about the foreseeable future of Neverwinter, this is a stream that you must watch, okay? I'm only going to go over some of the things in kind of, brief, so you guys can watch it and fully understand, right? If you've already seen it, and maybe you're just checking out this video for more kind of my opinion or more in-depth, then, But here it is. We're just going to jump straight into it. Enough rambling. If you're new around here, hit that like and subscribe. 2020, is this the savior for Neverwinter, right? I think the title and the thumbnail of it is Chris Whiteside the savior. Well, your boy Sonny is going to let you know that right now in this video. Okay. Number one. Okay. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to give you guys the honest truth. It's going to be raw. I ain't obligated to say anything, right? Fuck it. If I think, okay, number one, whatever. I can say whatever I want. Okay, number one, I know I keep saying that, is the number one MMO. That's one of his goals, okay? Now, right there in itself, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I ain't even going to sit here and bullshit you guys. But at the same time, he's one of those people that you go into work and you're happy to go into work that day. I ain't going to sit here and pull no punches. Julia, I don't like her. I don't care what anybody says. I don't like her. I don't like the way she presents herself. I don't like the way, even watching the live stream, I didn't even watch it for her. Anytime she said something, I would fast forward it because she's an idiot. I don't care what anybody says. She's a fucking idiot. But that's just my opinion. If anybody else cares, or thinks she's good, that's on y'all. I'm just saying I would honestly want a new, what is she, community manager or whatever. And when she's like, I'm not the community manager for Magic the Gathering, I was like, thank God. Maybe this will be better in terms of that aspect. But here we go. We're not talking about Julia. She's in the past. They're moving on to the future. Now, I'm going to be talking about the live stream. There was a couple things that I noticed that this guy did that I respected, right? From the jump, Julia was like, we're only going to be doing one giveaway this live stream. This man cut her off. He said, no. I mean, he didn't say this, but to me it was like, no, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the live stream because we can do that, right? He was just doing things throughout the live stream that really surprised me. To me, if they honestly let him do what he says he's going to do, man, this guy is going to change Neverwinter for the better, okay? And, right now, the truth of the matter is, it's talk right now. We have to see, but we have to be patient. So, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, right? From what I seen just watching him, when you watch the live stream, you will see what I'm talking about. Just watch him specifically. You can see he's actually looking at the chat. He's actually answering these questions to the best of his abilities. If he doesn't know something, he doesn't give you bullshit answers. He's stepping over Julia. Say if she's reading a question, he was like, no, there's another question in the chat that seems more important, or that caught his eye and that he wants to answer. Those are the things that I look for in people, that he's not just an ass kisser. He's not just a foul, behind the motto of the game itself. Because, during the live stream at some point, he said, I wasn't here 6 years ago, right? And that's there's some things that he said that just piqued my interest. Damn, okay, he legitimately, in my opinion, they brought him in because they knew the game was on a decline, right? When you guys watch the live stream, you'll see that he talks about his background a little bit. But let's just go over some of the things, I kind of got off track there a little bit. But, I'm really excited. I can't even sit here and lie. I don't usually watch these live streams, but now I'm going to in the foreseeable future so I can report back to you guys and let you know my honest thoughts and opinions. Okay, so number one, like I said, was he wants to make Neverwinter the number one MMO, or something along those lines. I think that's what he said, but he definitely said number one. That's a big task, but he knows. I think he knows that Neverwinter is a good game, right? He knows what he has on his hands. I mean, he's only been there for like a day or so, but I honestly, genuinely feels that he wouldn't have came onto this from his background without knowing that he could take it over and do something with it. That's my personal opinion. I don't know that he didn't say that, but just from his experience and what he's done, I feel like honestly that's one of the ways that he knows that Neverwinter is one of those games that could change the way. A new class. He said it. It's been confirmed. He just couldn't give no details on it. That to me was like, oh shit, about damn time. Unfortunately, they didn't disclose any more information, but a new class, number one MMO, more communication. This is huge to me, right? This is important. He brought this up a lot in the last year. That's why I said you guys should honestly watch this one after this video or even before, and then watch this video, whatever you want to do. More communication. And he honestly, like, expanded on it too. He was like, yeah, we're going to be, hopefully every 2 weeks we can do live streams and we can just talk about this game or any game or changes, and he's going to read the forums and he's going to create a new way for people. This is what I want. These are everything you want to hear as a content creator, as a player of Neverwinter, as maybe somebody who stopped playing Neverwinter and is debating on coming back. He's saying all the right things. And to me, it feels genuine, right? It doesn't feel like it's just he's reading it off the script or a teleprompter. Like, this is coming actually from him, because there's also some other questions where he just honestly says he doesn't know because he hasn't played it. Somebody asked a question about PvP. He said, I don't know, I haven't played PvP. So he didn't give his input, or he didn't bullshit us along the way, right? He just said he doesn't know. He hasn't played it. He's only level 75, okay? These are the answers I want to hear, right? If he doesn't know, he doesn't know. Whereas, some people might be like, they might try to give you some bullshit answer, okay? More communication. 2 mods a year. And he expands on this pretty well. I'm just going to touch over it briefly. But he was in the mindset, this is where more communication comes into play, right? He was saying, instead of doing, these big expansion mods and there's all these bugs and everything, that we can limit it down to, giving you guys content every so often throughout the year. So that way, if there's problems, they can take care of them, they can adjust it. And because when you make a module and then you release it, it's hard because the next one isn't for another 4 months, and it takes, so I really like that approach. 2 mods a year, but they're going to give it to you new content every so often, and if there's problems, they can fix them, or if you don't like it, they can fix it and make it better. These are everything that I wanted to hear. I mean, honestly, he said everything that you wanted to hear. And I'll get to my opinion at the end, right? But definitely, that's what I wanted to hear. These are all just suggestions that he was stating. He goes into a more briefly, like a more expansively. I'm just going to cover over change of life in the game. Like when he said the leveling progression was a little complicated, he said, I haven't leveled up a tune in a minute. I know they changed it, but with the new class, this is going to be important because, if they come out with this new class and it's actually fun or whatever it may be, you're either going to A, make the class and level them up, or B, go on the Zen market and buy them at level 70, right? Those are your two options. But for me, I'm just going to level them up and see all the new changes they did and, report on it because, I haven't leveled up a tune in a while from 1 to 80. So I'm pretty excited about that. Update to events. This was more on the end of Julia. I don't really, whatever she says, I don't really take it as much. Like I said, she's an idiot. I don't care what anybody says. As a community manager, I don't really think she does a good job, but I'm not here to bash her no more. But that's one of the things she was talking about, how true anything comes out of her mouth is. Who knows? Who cares, right? I mean, honestly, she's like, I've been here for 3 years. All right, you've been here for 3 years. What have you accomplished? She's like, well, you know what? I'm going to ramble a little bit. Well, in the Winter Festival, we added new, the flail snail mount. We added new vanity pads. I mean, we've done a lot, and the snowflake you get for free. Really? That was hard to do? Okay. If you find that hard work, putting in vanity pets and adding a new mount, you find that hard work or updating the event, that's not updating an event. That's just changing the rewards a little bit. That's literally like copying and pasting and literally just deleting um a couple lines. Like instead of saying Yeti, we're gonna put in flail snail. Right? If that's her way of interpreting updates to events, you know what? Just let this guy do all the work. Honestly, you know what? If Neverwinter, if he says what he does, everything he said in the live stream, if they let him have free reign, this game is in good hands, right? Bound to account mounts and companions. This was another thing he touched on Bond because he was saying he's leveling up during the live stream. He said he pulled a legendary mount on his HR, and for him now on his old bound paladin, he doesn't have one. So for him, he was like, well, they were talking about that was something that was brought up. So maybe in the foreseeable future, bound to account mounts and companions. Now this is big, right? This is something we've been asking for a while. Some people say, oh, it might break the auction house. It's going to make legendary mounts cheaper, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But as just a player with multiple tunes, this is also a good thing. Okay? Adjustments to leveling up, right? That's another thing that he touched upon. But honestly, those are just some of the bigger things. The live stream was 2 hours, so of course I didn't touch up on everything in this video. But I just want to let you guys know that, this is something you honestly want to watch for yourself if you care about the game, or maybe you're undecided and you want to come back, or even if you're a new player, and you want to see what the foreseeable future of this game is. This is a live stream you guys want to tune into, okay? And I don't promote Neverwinter really like that. But if you honestly care about the future, or you care about the game itself, like me and others out there and all these content creators, needed a drink real quick. I'm talking way too much. But, okay. So that's pretty much all the bulletins. I just wanted to go over a couple things. Now, this is where your boy Sonny gets raw, okay? This is my thoughts and opinions on the whole thing as a whole, okay? The big thing was patience. We gotta wait, right? This isn't gonna happen overnight. This is gonna happen next mod. It's gonna take a while for him to get where he wants to get. And if he holds up his end of the bargain, I'm gonna be, watching this with a hawk eyes, because these are some big expectations right now, okay? Ooh, excuse me. This is the first time we've seen him on the live stream, okay? And he came up with he set the bar high. You set the bar high? If you would have came out swinging low and achieved high, then, we expect. But you set that bar high there, buddy, Mr. Chris. I ain't going to sit here and lie. You got my hopes up pretty damn high, and I'm putting my faith in you, okay? But here it is. The honest truth is, these are just words, right? At the end of the day, if they don't let him do what he needs to do, the game is going to go nowhere, unfortunately. And everything he said will just be words. It's not going to be actions. And to me, as my uncle used to say, I'm from a Missouri state. You got to show me, okay? And I still in the mindset of I need proof to back up all these words you're saying there, buddy. I'm gonna support you, okay? But at the same time, you gotta show me results. And I know it's not gonna happen overnight, and I know it's not gonna happen maybe necessarily next mod, right? But mod 19, okay? If they let him do what he wants, and I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be keeping a close eye. I'm gonna be watching these live streams more and seeing what they're doing and seeing if everything he said is coming to fruition, right? Because, they could even let him do stuff in mod 18. But, it's already on preview. I know they things can change on preview. So I'm kind of excited a little bit now that they got somebody with fresh eyes on the scene. And, one of the things that he stressed out about this game was communication. And those are one of the things that I think this game is lacking, honestly. And I don't care what anybody says. The communication for this game with the content creators and the people of the game itself is shitty, right? I still don't have an answer back from things that I've asked for them. I'm still waiting, and I don't honestly ever think I'm gonna get an answer. Like I said, I want to get in-game titles made for, I want to do like Best Barbarian. I still haven't released that video because I still haven't got an answer back on if I can get a title made. But those are just things that, that I can't even get an answer to. It's the PR team. I think that's what they were telling me, but I think that's Julia. Well, here's the problem. So if they don't let this guy do what he wants, nothing's going to get done. And unfortunately, the game is just going to keep declining. If they're just stay on this steady rate of what they've been doing, the the game is just going to keep going down. They're going to lose less people, and it's just going to come down to, where the state of the game is just going to be dead. Nobody's going to want to play it no more because you can't keep doing the same thing all these years and expecting people to be happy about it. But the way this guy was saying it, so let me tell you something, Mr. Chris Whiteside, you got the Sonny approval. I seen the Nick Flows video. He gave you the approval, right? I'm still waiting for Nova, Garland, Northside, all those guys to make a video. I'm excited to see what their thoughts are. I might be getting a little too pre-hyped because he hasn't done nothing. And so that's what I mean where I say I still am from Missouri State. You're going to have to show me something. But I am going to sit here and say that everything he said was right and everything he did in the live stream. Like, when you guys watch it, you'll see what I mean. Like, you can see he was looking at the chat. If Julia was saying a question, he was like, he was just like in his own little world. And he's like, oh, wait, I see this important question on the stream. Let me answer it. Not to say that the answer, the question that she was saying wasn't as important, but the question on the stream caught his attention and he wanted to address it, right? From the jump, he said Julia was like, one giveaway. He's just like, no, I'll give away something on my desk at the end, bro. Like, those are the things that I want to see. And, like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it to see what I mean, because he wasn't just following along, If Julia asked a question, if he seen a question that intrigued him, he answered it. And then he answered that question that Julia asked. So to me, these are all the things that I want to see. Now, okay, I don't want to make this video too much longer. I was rambling on here enough. I just want to get to the cheddar of the point before I go ahead and end this video off and do my outro. I do back this guy up. I want to make that very clear. If the future of Neverwinter and they let him do as he said, it will be in good hands. Okay? But this is where it also comes up. These are just words to me. I'm going to need to see some proof here, Mr. Chris Whiteside. You're going to have to back up everything you said. And I will give you time. Okay? I know things don't happen overnight. I know things ain't going to change next mod. I mean, if they do change next mod, I'll be honestly surprised. Okay? Because I already know mod 18 is on preview. They probably got it ready to roll out. Bless you. So I'll give this guy mod 19. Okay? Mod 19 is where I want to see changes. Not to say that I don't want to see changes in mod 18, but I know mod 18 has already been made, and I don't know if they're going to listen to his thoughts, but I feel like they should, because this is why I honestly feel like they brought him in, because they knew they needed a change of scene for Neverwinter, because they know they're watching. They watch what we put out there, right? A lot of people are saying the game is dying. A lot of people are getting tired of the game, even though Nova came back. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he came back at a pretty still time. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Don't get me wrong. There's their fair share of people doing LOM, but people are doing 15-minute LOMs now. Like it's nothing. So for me, it's just like people are gonna get tired of doing LOM, and mod 18 is still a couple months away. So don't get me wrong, we still got a little ways to go before we see some changes here to Neverwinter, but you got to be patient. One of the answers that I want to just stress out was, like he said, I wasn't here 6 years ago. I wasn't here in the past. He's looking towards the future, and that's what I want to hear. This is what I want to hear. What he was doing on the camera is what I want to see. He was presenting himself in a way. He was stepping over Julia's toes, if you want to say. He wasn't following, Julia, right? He was just doing his own thing. And that's what I wanted to see. But anyway, it's been your boy Sonny here. Let me know what you guys think of the live stream down in the comments below. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it already. If you have seen it, let me know. If you haven't seen it, come back, leave me a comment. What do you guys think of Mr. Chris Whiteside himself? Are you, like me, you're hyped for it, but you're still a little skeptical? Or are you just 100%, or are you just completely like, you're done? It doesn't matter what they do. Anyway, it's been your boy Sonny here, and I will check you guys in the next one. Peace out.